Yo, Exile, it's Karamius. It's been a long time since the last update of the channel. It's also because PoE1 haven't updated since last year. But I'm back now. Actually, I still play some PoE1, like this character in the second Fox Private League. Today, I'm going to introduce you my smoothest League Start build I've ever played. Maybe your 3.26 League Start build, the Bleed Gladiator. This is an all-rounder build. Above average clear, good bosser, low investment in defense but tanky. Have budget to endgame options, require almost no gear to start. Can reach top cap of 35 million DPS with endgame gear. Is this the build for you? Let's talk about the starting gear. All you need is one unique axe, Jack the Axe, and a random shield. They will guarantee you the damage and defense to tier 16. And for SSF, you can also just use a good physical one-hand axe. All other gears are just life and rest. That's it. It's so SSF friendly. For skill setup, there are actually lots of options. In my case, I'm using the 6-lane Lacerate of Hemorrhage. As a single target skill, you can also use Lacerate first as a substitute but with less damage and swap it later on. The AoE of Lacerate is actually quite lackluster for clearing, so I use another 4-link Vow Earthquake with combination with Shield Charge and Blade Storm. So I will use Blade Storm first to kill the monster to gain enough soul to activate the Vow Earthquake, and then we'll just Shield Charge. It can easily come in combination with the Bleed Gladiator explosions, then you can clear the map very easily. Let's talk about some basics for bleeding. Bleeding can only be caused by an attack with a weapon dealing physical damage with chance to bleed. It deals 70% of base physical damage per second for base duration of 5 seconds. If the target is moving or aggravated, it deals 210% per second instead. For our build, Gladiator, we cover the aggravated part with the Ascendancy node Jagger technique, so our bleed damage always deal the max damage. There are also some special interactions with Tempest Rising. If you want to save 2 Ascendancy points to deal the max damage, but it requires another unique ring, the Venom Puncher. But I'm not doing this in my build, so I won't talk about that, but it is another way of min-maxing the build. If you are really into bleeding, I really suggest you to go to watch the video from IFN Jeff's video. That's the most comprehensive bleeding guide on the internet. Tell you all about the bleeding and how to efficiently build bleed characters in different ways. I will link in the description below. For bleeding, look for these modifiers to boost the bleeding damage. Percent physical damage, flat physical damage, damage with ailments, damage over time, bleeding damage, physical or damage over time multiplier, bleeding or ailments deal damage faster. Remember, the physical or weapon damage modifier does not directly increase bleed damage. It only increases the hit part of the damage, which calculate after the bleeding damage calculations, so it won't affect the bleeding damage. For defense mechanics, as a gladiator, we got the most insane and cheapest way as defense, the lucky block. Let's talk about some basics about block. If you are hit by an attack or spell, you have a chance to negate the whole damage with the chance of attack block or spell block respectively. It's pure random, unlike evasion, just like rolling a dice. Let's say if you have 65% attack block chance. You would have 65% chance to neglect the attack damage when you are hit by an attack. It works the same way with spell block when you are just hitting by a spell. Then, lucky block comes into play. With lucky block, you can roll the dice twice. If any one of the two rolls is blocked successfully, you will neglect the damage. For example, 65% block chance it will be increased into 87% effective block chance. That's the power of lucky block. Why I would say Gladiator is relatively tanky with low investment. It is quite easy to achieve actually 87% attack and spell block as in Gladiator. What we need is just a shield, a keystone, and some passive skill points. Gladiator Ascendancy node determines survivors override our shield-based block chance to 50%, which is attack block chance. We will be using the versatile combatants, which decrease both maximum attack and spell block chance 10% to the maximum of 65%, but also gain 2% spell block chance per 1% of overcap attack block chance. Which means we can stack attack block chance to gain loads of spell block chance, which is rare on the bottom part of the passive skill tree. In order to reach 65% attack and spell block chance, we need at least 48% of attack block chance to do so. 50% from the base, from the Ascendancy node, and plus 15% to reach maximum attack block chance, and another 33% which double throughout the versatile combatant to reach 65% spell block. You only need to take some passive skill points to achieve that, which is very little investment. It is quite hard to get that much block chance without any heavy investment. With Ascendancy node, more than skill. You have lucky block when you have blocked recently, which is 4 seconds. The disadvantage is also listed over here. You need to block first in previous 4 seconds to have lucky block. Some unlucky rolls can occasionally cause you to die, but for softcore I think it's pretty powerful. It's a defensive mechanism with minimum investment. Here's my conclusion for the build. If you haven't found a League Start build for 3.26, I think you could try this build. It survives the patch nukes. The bleeding and the Gladiator are untouched. It's capable of both bossing and mapping and relatively tanky. It may die occasionally for softcore, especially weak to damage over time that cannot be blocked. You can instead invest the other investment into the offense to reach the dog cap DPS, which is 35 million. This build is capable of doing so. For hardcore, I would suggest you to go for more defensive layers like recover on block shield, spell suppressions, or max res plus physical damage taken as elemental damage. I will leave a simple League Start POB and my current endgame POB in the description below. I really want to keep the video short. For further details, please refer to the POB, or you can join the Discord or Twitch channel to discuss together. Let's get into the mapping showcase, a very harsh Minotaur map. And see you soon in 3.26. Exile.
One of my captors felt no emotion. He did not hesitate to defeat me. Now, all he feels is intense, unstoppable agony. is seldom seen in this world of the damned. This is the key to a crucible that stretches the sanity of the mind.
This is the end of the video. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe our channel for more PoE1 content. See you soon, Exile.